Hey guys, I just wanted to make this video to tell you guys what goes on. Like when I go, when I wake up in the morning, or like, when I'm watching my TV, I can hear them voices coming out of there, man. And those are demons and shit. Excuse my language. Those are demons. Man, Holy Father peeled back the screen and you could see that Medusa demon in there or whatever she is, man, flipping the freaking cars into people's houses, man. And smiling, little cartoon figures or whatever's on the TV smiling, and then behind there you could see that Medusa, man, or that evil, whatever she is, that was separated during the flood. You could see all those evil spirits and everything in there. And also I noticed, like, in my neighborhood and whenever I go into other neighborhoods, they're like demonic, man. It's a trip. Like the houses, man, they're not even occupied by human beings, and I'm dead serious, man. I go into a neighborhood and it's like the same layout. They're coordinated, man. Like the fallen angels and the demons and everything, they have certain spots. And man, you could be shooting stuff down, into the abysses. You could, it's a trip. But I'm dead serious, man, when I tell you I go into my backyard, man, and the houses that are occupied aren't occupied by human beings. And when I go into other people's neighborhoods, like I go to my cousin's house and I wanted to see what his neighborhood looks like, and literally when I look around, man, you could hear which houses, and you could see the lights pop on and which ones they're in, because they don't stay away. It's the craziest thing, man. I could look over at a house and I could see the demons in there fucking going to work on the people that live down the street. I could drive my daughter to school through my neighborhood and look at the houses and see the demons literally popping up and coming out, man, and fucking literally driving down the street to park before my daughter and I to try to fucking make spells. It's a fucking trip, man. I see them driving down the street like they're witches, man. With cars and purses. Living in the houses, man. Literally trying to connive and manipulate emotion into people. I watched my wife, Holy Father took her through the cosmos because our son died. And within a week, I watched the devil, Satan's, post up around her. She had nightmares. And then they were literally, I'm in the backyard and in the front yard fighting these witches off because they're parked in my fucking neighborhood, excuse my language, working on my wife. I had to come in the house and explain to her the spells that they had, like, portrayed upon her. I'm watching them go to town. I'm dead serious, man. I'm driving down the street and they're doing circles at the freaking stoplights. And I'm watching the same ones as I'm passing, man, do circles. I watch the bitch go this way, and then at the next stoplight, she's literally at the red light in front of me. The same lineup. It's like running a freaking race. I'm going down the street, and they're going, ow, and landing here as I'm passing them, and then they're going, ow, and landing in front of me. Ow, and then coming around on this side. And it's the same faces. The same demons literally doing circles around us in traffic, parked in cars. And then I get home and I literally see them driving down the fucking street behind me and then go into the houses and sit there and wait. I go out in the front yard. My wife's out here in the bed depressed. I go out in the front yard and there's a fucking witch, excuse my language, a witch demon in her car digging away, man. Just literally trying to stack those emotions up in her so she can bring those back to the Satans so they can just lap up the sickness. They come around my house, it's a story. You want the story? It's called the truth, the Bible, the Word of Holy Father and Holy Son, and they're fully aware of it. I've seen their face. It's scared to death, man, of Holy Father. It's so damn scared, it's petrified. They are so petrified, they're leaking. Their spirit drips fear. And everything else is a show. Manipulated spirit, drunken, gross manifestations of sheer manipulating evil. You ever see a human being dressed up in a sick drunk syndrome that's not even a human being and is literally staring at you, trying to hold a cancer in it so it can sicken you? Real shit. Watch my wife go to the bathroom and I watch demons follow her in there, stubbing their toes and grabbing their stomachs and hurting themselves. And all along my wife's walking in front of them, stubbing her toe and feeling her stomach ache and everything else. And they're behind her just pushing this shit. You know what it's like to see a woman walking down the street or a man walking down the street sick, telling themselves that they're sick, and the only reason that they're sick is because they're telling themselves this, and the demons are literally feeding off that. I watch a man sit down asking me for money, telling me a story, and every time he would mention something that had to do with Holy Father and how he wasn't sure and how he was holding on to the things in his life, you could see the demons around him whipping chains and licking on him. He don't even realize he's sitting against the wall, and every time he thinks of something rotten, they lick him like a fucking lollipop. I'm dead serious, man. I take my wife into the Dairy Queen, and you can see, man, my wife's sitting there eating ice cream with my children, all beautiful, sitting at their chair. And then right behind them, there's a demon got his tongue in their pants. Dead serious, man. Just sitting there like a sick, nasty piece of garbage. Sitting there looking at me, I'm a transformer, blah, 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 blah. Until his fucking voice starts changing into a big old gross, fat, goonball piece of shit. You need to thank Holy Father and Holy Son, man, because when I'm tangling with them, they're not small. You can hear them some bitches running, and you can hear the ground bouncing, boom, 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 in them other worlds. Holy Father showed me him the other day, and I'm not kidding, man. That evil is attached. You could see as I was going down that path, man, they were hindering it. They were rushing in. And you could see, man, that evil entity is attached. That's why Holy Father says he got to do away with this world, because, man, it's attached. I could see, like, literally electronical headphones and stuff, man, that people don't even see, man. They're wired completely into their ears and going into the trees and going down into the ground and going into the sky, into the clouds. A whole organization that Holy Father has saved you from. I looked at my TV the other day. I woke up at like 3 in the morning or something. I looked up my TV. Holy Father woke me up to look at it, man. And you could see just millions of ghosts going back and forth, man. Looking into people's houses. Just looking for sin. Looking for sickness. Literally shopping. I take my wife into the grocery store, And it trips me out, man, because sometimes if it weren't for me and my wife being in there, there wouldn't be nobody else. And that's all there is them. And they're literally sitting there staring at us. Literally waiting for you to entertain anything gross, man, so that they can literally pack that into you and take it home. It trips me out. I'm sitting in the Walgreens, man, and I'm like, look, honey. And she don't know. She's just sitting there shopping, man. I'm looking around, ain't none of them even moved. And they're literally sitting at the shelf, coordinated, listening to their masters, waiting for us to do something so they can run that shit back. And literally trying to portray it upon us too, man. It trips me out, man. I look up into the sky and I see big old clouds, man, carrying people with story. You know, foul story right before Holy Father, carrying these people like they're carrying them with this story. Look, man, I got your kid, you know, wrapped up in a box of shit, carrying him across the sky. Seriously, making googly faces of everything you do. You ever see that that Twilight Zone where they put the masks on and it shows their true characters? Well, that's what them Satans be doing, man. If you're acting like that, they'll put them faces right before Holy Father. Straight up. Because they don't want, they're so jealous and so sick and disgusting that's what they do. They try to draw pictures of you the way you are. They try to, they try to portray that before Holy Father, so that they can make fun of you and say, see? Because that's how they are. They're like, see? See? You're naked before Holy Father and Holy Son and before them demons, man. And I saw Holy Father, man. He ain't no joke. Everybody running around talking about Jesus, this, Jesus, like he's weak. Man, he's a stud. Holy Father's a stud. He's your Father. When it says he knew you before you were brought into this world, you were. He knew you. And let me tell you something. There ain't nothing Holy Father don't see and comprehend. Not no one. You are his child. He watches you with such loving, enduring emotions, man. He's an eternal Holy Father. He don't want to lose his children. Why would you want to lose one child? Not one. Pray, bring Holy Father and Holy Jesus into your life and let them be with you. Because I'm telling you right now, man, everything you do is literally accounted for. Them Satans literally day and night are working just to chalk you up as a gross piece of garbage. Let your yeses be your yeses and your noes be your noes. Anything else is from Satan. I watched my wife start entertaining negative thoughts and literally watched that witch in the front yard just pack those until she was in bed. They wait for that. And I'm dead serious, man. I go into the neighborhoods, man, and it's coordinated, man. I'm dead serious. I know it's so hard to fathom. It was so hard for me to fathom, man. After being saved for years, Holy Father had to ground me. And she said, no, dude. And then literally watch them manifesting in the houses, man, dripping down into the houses, coming out the holes.